Ole'Pops here. Had a pretty busy day. Smoking my Dragon Claw. And inside it, I'm smoking some Pennsylvania Dutch Treat from Boswell. Briar Dude came over earlier today and he ordered 9 different blends from them. And he cut me out a little pinch of each one of them to give a try. This is the second one I've tried today, and it's pretty good. The first one was Route 22. Wasn't bad, nothing to scream home about, but this one's pretty good. I've been working on some of my shitterwood tempers today. Got several of them made. Had a doctor's appointment earlier today. Now everybody knows that. Everybody's met Jilly, darling. You know she's the love of my life and has been for the last 33 years, but I don't think anybody's met the other woman in my life. Can you see her? Maybe too much glare on the... That right there is the other woman in Ole'Pops' life. Her name's Robbie. Robbie Webb. Me and Jilly darling went and gave her a visit today. She's the other woman. Now, Ole'Pops and Jilly darling were married 33 years ago. We were married 3 years when we decided to go doctor shopping. Wanted to find us a doctor for everyone in the family. And we found Robbie. Robbie's our doctor. Well, my doctor now. Jill doesn't see her anymore for mitigating circumstances, but she's still just great friends. Jill and Robbie are great friends, but Robbie's still my doctor and Gracie's doctor, and of course the other kids don't live here in town anymore, but we found Robbie 30 years ago, and Robbie has been my doctor ever since. She's seen me through degenerative bone disease, several hernia surgeries, heart attack, you name it. She was the one that helped me lose from 360 pounds down to 240. Well, I lost down to 190 pounds, and I looked really sick, felt really sick, and gained back up. But she's got Ole'Pops in pretty good shape now. But over the last 30 years, she's helped Jilly darling nurse me back into some pretty decent health. And she's kept Jill in pretty good health until Jill had that spinal surgery. And after that spinal surgery, they sent Jill to a pain clinic. And after that pain clinic, the doctor's office that Robbie works for refused to get involved with administering the narcotics that Jill is on, or at least refused to get involved with the pain clinic. So Jill had to get involved with another doctor. Now that everything's worked out through a workman's comp case, I think Jill's fixing to transfer everything back to Robbie and go start seeing her again. But Robbie has been more of an angel and a friend to our family than a doctor. And a doctor. But she has talked with me about everything. Over 30 years, she's faced personal problems with me. I have faced personal problems with her. We've talked about some of the things that I've brought up with her are silly things. Why is phonics not spelled F-O-N-I-X? Can an atheist get an insurance policy against acts of God if a turtle loses its shell? Is it naked or is it homeless? Why do shops put up signs in the window that says guide dogs allowed when dogs can't read and their owners are blind? If someone with a split personality threatens suicide, is it a hostage situation? You know, stupid stuff. Things that she's asked me, even stupider. What disease did cured ham have? Why didn't Noah swat at least one mosquito? If deaf children swear in sign language, do their mothers wash their hands with soap? Silly stuff. She's the one that figured out that... Now, I did have a heart attack at one time, and she's the one that, she referred me to a cardiologist, and the cardiologist handled all that. But when I was a station manager at a state facility, emissions control facility, laboratory, is where they thought I had a heart attack, but it's where my seizures, the stress level got so bad that my seizures started manifesting themselves, and they thought that I'd had a heart attack. She was the one that figured out my seizures, and she was the one that started managing my stress for me, along with a neurologist, and she's the one that that found the neurologist that would work with me with the insurance that I had. One of the funniest things that she ever came up with was she put me on a diet, and I was telling her that I was going to give up sugars and midnight snacks and all this stuff, and she told me, she said, you don't have to do that. And she was telling me things that I could have for midnight snacks, and she told me once, she said, you don't have to give up midnight snacks. She said, if midnight snacks were bad, there wouldn't be a light in the inside of the refrigerator. And I just... Anyway, she's an angel. She's just an angel. But anyway, now, Ole'Pops knows that me and Jilly Darling are in it for better or worse. Because I know that I can't do no better. And without her, life couldn't get any worse. But Jilly darling knows that I'm an entertainer. And she knows that in being an entertainer, there is a certain amount of flirtation that goes along with my job. And she accepts that because she knows that my heart belongs to her. But where Robbie is concerned, Robbie is she's just my baby girl. You know, now I said my baby girl. Robbie is several years older than I am. And, but Robbie is such a dear, dear friend to both of us that, you know, we've known her for, like I said, 30 years. And I flirt with her every time I see her. And so does Jill. But anyway, we were called back to her office from the waiting room today. Jill got up and walked with me. And walked back there, and I sat down in the chair next to her desk. And Jill sat to my right. I sat down, crossed my legs, and leaned over next to her, and I said, "So, tell me, beautiful," I says, "do I come here often?" She started laughing, and I mean, she started laughing so loud that she immediately jumped up and ran to the door and opened up and looked out down the hallway, and every person in that waiting room was staring down that hallway at us, or at least towards our door. She turned and looked at me and she said, "Wendell, you are going to have to behave yourself." But it never fails. Every time I go into her office, we start talking about the same thing. We start talking about getting old. Anyway, we were always taught, she and I both, and Jill, all three of us, our parents were a lot alike. We were always taught to respect our elders. And she was laughing today because she said there's hardly anyone left to respect. But she got to read my file, and she looked at the blood work that they did last time I was in there, and she looked at my A1C, which is, I guess it has to do with the sugar level in your blood, and of course, old Pops is diabetic. And I was reminded that she's more than just my doctor, she's my travel agent too. Because she reminded me how quickly she could send me on a guilt trip. Yeah. She read me the riot act over my A1C. Seemed like it was just a little bit high, but she sure did read me the riot act. And she reminded me that tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And she told Jill, she said, not for him. You can love on him all you want to, but no candy, no candy. She told him that it has to do with getting older and cutting out that sugar. She said, getting older is the only way he's going to live any longer. And I asked her, I said, well, how old would I be if I didn't know how old I was? She laughed at that one, but as soon as I said it, I heard Jill say, under her breath, as old as my Rice Krispies tell me I am. Once again, Robbie just cackled. She looked over at me and she said, "Is she always like this?" And I said, "Yeah, Robbie, yeah, she's always like this." The good part about the visit, though, well, one of the good things about the visit, she gave me permission to start killing people. Well, not in those exact words. She told me that I needed to start eliminating stress in my life. Same thing, though, right? Right? Anyway, she did tell me, she said, "Don't take life so seriously. Because you're not going to get out of it alive." Anyway, me and Jill and Robbie, we're like that. Like that. Well, you know, like that, you know, good friends. Good friends. We'll be friends until we're old and senile. Then we'll be all new friends. I'm Ole'Pops.